Suddenly, I crave people. It's a strange thing to say for someone like me. I like solitude. I need the quiet. I do my best work when I'm alone in my office for days. For years, I've been content with having 2 friends, one of who's my wife. I never needed anything else than a video game, a book, a crafts project, maybe a show. I don't even really listen to music. And I don't like being around people. They exhaust me. My wife would now tell you that that's not true, that I always needed people in doses, that it's a sign I'm not doing well mentally when I don't leave the house at least once a week, that I'm maybe slightly autistic but not antisocial. She is right, of course. She's usually right about things regarding me, but she too noticed a change in recent time. I'm talking more about finding online communities. I'm actively trying to talk to strangers. I invite friends over to play Moving Out or Outer Wilds together. I actively ask my wife to play stuff together. It used to be different. I used to be different. And I don't quite know why I changed. Frankly, I don't like the change very much. It's the autism, baby, my wife would now say. She is, again, correct. It is that and a lot of other things, but it too is different now. I used to struggle with not knowing a change of plans a week in advance. Now I can do 2 days. I accepted and grieved the departure of a colleague and mentor I held dear for weeks in advance of their last day at work, only to then be told they'll be back 6 weeks later. So everything changed twice and I had to adapt twice, and I managed. I managed stepping into a new role at work. I managed managing all of that. My wife would now tell you that I've been working really hard on these things over the last years, that this is by no means a sudden change, that it's nothing that's happening to me but a result of all the effort I put in to make this happen. And she is right yet again. But is it really just that? Is it just me reaping the fruits of my labor of finding out who I am and what I need and how to fulfill those needs? Because if it is, shouldn't it feel better? Shouldn't it feel earned, like finally releasing the tension I was holding in my jaw for years instead of this uncertain feeling in my chest, making it hard to breathe on some days? I suppose it shouldn't. I suppose growing just is that, uncertainty until one day you look back and you can't believe you ever felt different than you do right now. That is completely normal. Like coming back to a game you haven't touched in years but still know how to play perfectly. Whenever I experience changes within myself, I see those represented within the games I play. Around the time I started to question my gender identity, I also started experimenting with my character designs. I redesigned my first ever Guild Wars 2 character. I tried the gender-neutral body types. I experimented with mixing and matching features until I found something that felt okay. This change in social battery life is something that's also noticeable that way. I almost never played multiplayer games. Why would I play a game that exists as a sheer novelty instead of spending my time on something you can actually talk about with people? I see the irony in this, don't worry, but I didn't back then. I never played any social games, no Prop Hunt, no Among Us, no Phasmophobia or Peak. Yesterday I spent 14 hours playing with a friend. We first got the Grounded Platinum and then started on Borderlands 4. And it's been like this for weeks. Sure, not always 14 hours, but 2 or 3 or 5 on a regular basis. Playing games with friends has become a significant part of the hobby for me now, which is just wild to me looking back. I changed so much and it feels so very alien to me. It feels a bit like losing a part of myself. The autism, my wife would kindly remind you at this point. But I refuse to let growing up and healthier coping strategies and fucking going at my own pace be the result to a problem I didn't know and didn't mind having. I never asked not to be a hermit anymore. Heck, I was a happy hermit. I got things done instead of playing for 14 hours straight, then going to bed and feeling mentally well rested enough to write a whole existential rant about suddenly wanting to have more friends to spend time with. This is such a me problem, to be annoyed and angry about character growth of all things. But honestly, I don't think I'm even to blame. Yes, I put in work. Yes, I tried fixing my issues and working through some shit. Yes, I'm maturing regardless of how much I try not to. But if I'm able to see this change, doesn't that mean that I have changed already? I can never see myself change in real time, and I don't want to, because this shit's scary. If I am the one who did this, then fuck me, this sucks. But I don't think it's just me. I refuse to believe all of this was just hard work and maturing and whatever else someone tries to sell you in a self-help book. Because I have learned something else over the last couple of years. The games I play might reflect who I am, but the media I choose to consume also influences who I will be. In recent years, I have found myself drawn to narratives that depict change as the ultimate goal to strive for. Stagnation as the worst thing that could ever happen to a mind, a nation, a world. I think it started a few years ago when I first watched Naruto, the story about a young boy who refused to be anything other than himself. Stray Cat Strat, a lit RPG about a lesbian fighting plant monsters from space, has the same message hidden within. It's not about how capable you are as a samurai, it's about how far you let yourself be bent to fit into a corrupt system. I played Mass Effect, a whole trilogy about the importance of found family and how changing the minds of people is the only way to move forward. The Last of Us Part 2 taught me that being alone in our pain is what gets us infected with hate and bitterness. And Uncharted showed me how important it is to uphold your own boundaries and principles. Miles Morales is maybe the most Spider-Man there ever was, because that guy really got to be himself instead of trying to squeeze inside a mask that was never made for him. All of these are great examples, but none of them made me actually sit down with my newfound problem-solution problem. I know I usually talk about games here, but man, Dungeon Crawler Carl has absolutely derailed my evenings these last few months. Carl starts out as someone killing only out of absolute necessity, struggling to fight even monsters who attack him outright. By book 5, he is building bombs, deliberately targeting sentient beings. The change in him is, by all methods of measurement, a bad one. But no matter how far the violence escalates, his unwavering sense of justice and his deep-rooted understanding for needing other people never wavers. Carl never once questions if he'd be better off on his own. It's not even a possibility for him to abandon Donut or any other crawler. He will do whatever it takes to help as many people as possible, because not doing so would mean that the puppeteers behind the dungeon win. "You will not break me" is the one motto he repeats over and over again. And being human is being part of a community, no matter if that community is a sentient cat and a dinosaur, a lady with a bunch of goats, a little girl with 2 Rottweilers, or a group of nursing home residents and their care personnel. Throughout all the media I have consumed over the last couple of years, this knowledge has seeped into me. Today I find nothing more boring than a lone wolf hero pushing everyone away to battle their destiny or God or whoever else alone. I want the weird people who are brave enough to be weird. I have healed so fucking much these last years that I'm comfortable being weird again. This is all part of being in your 20s, I know that. I don't necessarily like how confused and uprooted I feel lately, because this newfound want for community is exhausting. But my wife would now tell me, "You're so much happier than you used to be, though." And she'd be right once again. Until then, I am Bika, and now I'm getting myself a huggy.